Julfer 90 to 11 coming at you with another videos regarding a little bit of the market value, market watch and whatnot. I've been having a lot of questions, excuse me, especially the month hasn't ended yet. And online, people who buy the decks or just people overall online or on Discord. Because you have to understand from your side, you might have two questions from my side. From my side, like a day, I'm getting somewhere around 40 different questions from maybe six, seven different platforms. So this isn't a complaint. It's not a crime. It's more of an understanding to cover some of them. Um, yeah, because sometimes people have multiple questions. For example, I might have 40 people asking me questions on the same day, but in reality, some of them may have 10 different questions. So if you did it in a calculator, that's a lot of questions. A lot of people can't cover all the questions. So what I do is I kind of put them all in a pot, and people don't understand what. That's why some of these videos are being made. Some people think that they're just weird, random videos that are being made, and they don't understand that they actually address the questions of some of the people. And I have um, I think over 200 videos and they don't understand what's going on. Because the other day somebody commented, said, if you have so many little subscribers, why do you have so many videos? And they don't understand what's going on. A lot of the channels, excuse me, they may have subscribers, they may have, they don't do anything to the people. The people in their home, they don't have anything. They don't have any cards. They don't have anything. So to me, it's like, what's the point of following those guys if only they have decks and you don't have nothing? Yeah, I know, because a lot of people come in my channel and they brag about people who have decks and they tell me they're better than me, their decks are better than me. And I turn around and I tell them, well, wait a minute, let's stop talking about that person. What about you? What cards do you have? And guess what? They don't have anything. So they're just living in the shadow. They have a hero, but they themselves are not successful, and they haven't noticed that it's a trap. You're following people who have millions of subscribers and you don't have anything. Some of the reason may be because you're a kid, like 18-year-olds or younger, and I understand that. But if you're an adult and you want to tell me something and you don't have anything, like you don't even have $1,000 to your name, that's just bad. That's horrible. It's not a good idea. I'm not here to bully no or nothing. I'm just here to help the community, help everybody out. So to be honest with you, on this deck, yeah. So as you already know, I'm getting some of the pop-up alerts from Discord, the group. I opened it up because somebody was requesting information and wanting to get in touch with me in a deeper a conversation other than YouTube, and I opened it up not for me but for them. That's what they requested. There was a lot of the people who were in the channel actually went in. A lot of the people who came in, I kicked out. There was about 6 or 7 people I kicked out because I only wanted it to be a small group, not a big group, because that's how you can target all the questions. Because if you have 50, 60 people in the group or more than that, you have to be realistic. You can't answer all of them and live your life at the same time, because even people living at different time zone, different countries, you can get some questions like 2 or 3 in the morning when you're asleep or when you're at work or in the morning, so it gets a bit difficult to answer all of that. Like I said, it's not crying or complaining, it's more of the reality of it. So yeah, going back to what I was talking about regarding market value and whatnot. A lot of people don't quite understand how it works, and I didn't want to discuss this because I have other channels. People don't know I have other channels on YouTube. On those channels, I do other things like music. Which I already brought up before. I write and make music. Make it be anything, acoustic, metal, blues, or anything. I used to play when I was younger, and I recently opened another video. In the future, I'm gonna be sharing that content so you guys can go. But they're gonna be topics that differ from Yu-Gi-Oh! Other things that I do either for fun or whatnot, and then also, excuse me, other content like financial advice, people who are looking to make passive income or whatnot, whatever the case. But like I said, going back on topic regarding um, yeah, the Konami and the reprints and all this and market value. People don't understand the basics. I've been on Yu-Gi-Oh since I said before, since it barely opened, like long time ago. I don't know, 10, 20 years ago. I don't know, 2002, something like that. So, um, yeah, so I've been a long way. I know a lot of sales, and that's why on this channel I target a specific group. Um, it has a certain reason. I mean, it has a specific topic, a specific target, and that's how you meet your goals. So concerning the giveaways and all that stuff, I think I've covered it a lot of times, but also now like I said, touching a little bit on the market value and whatnot. What's really going on is, so I don't want to go in too much into detail because I cover that on my other channels that I have. Some of you guys, I'm gonna be sharing it on Discord, my other channel, so that you can go and look for me there. And it's more of a financial gain there, like you actually make a lot of money or whatnot. Um, Giving you like the extra mile information. This one's more of the giveaways. It doesn't do anything else. I mean, if it does anything else, it's because either I'm pressured to do it or too many people are asking. It's kind of the same thing. They pressure. There's pressure to be done, but I don't want to. It's just more of the giveaways and helping the community. So with that being said, just to brush up a little bit on the topic, you must first understand business and how it works. And I say this openly, isn't the first time. Business is not really oriented towards the people, even though the people believe it. But it's more of the business. The business has to grow kind of like a baby. Um, and it has no emotions, it sees no color, nothing, nationality. It just gotta work and it's gotta make income. So Konami is a business. Believe it or not, Konami doesn't care about the people. Now, if people don't want to believe it or not, that's up to you. But the fact is, it's a business. Whether you want to believe it or not, like I said, that's up to you. It does not matter. The fact is that Konami is a business, and all they see is money. So they have it rigged. They have the system's rigged. Every business, for the most part, is rigged because it's a financial. The baby eats money. That's what it eats. So that's how it survives. If you don't feed money to the company, it dies. And in a way, it's like feeding food to a baby. If you don't feed him, he dies, and it's a crime, you know. So people who get it right understand that, and people who don't, even though that might have sounded stupid or it doesn't make sense to you. It's not a strange thing. It's to the people who know business and have their own business, have a partial co-business. They understand these things. They're like very simple, common knowledge, and they're getting their money out of their company yearly, you know. So whether they're getting a bonus or they're saying uprises in sales or whatever or declines, none of that stuff I want to touch about. Just overall the market. So once you understand that Yu-Gi-Oh is a business, then after that you'll understand what they're doing. So they have financial advisors, just like everything else that exists, even YouTube. Their CEOs, you know, they have a place where they sit and they talk about the economics and how it works and the percentage and all that. And those are the places where people don't want to be because it's either boring or they're rejecting ideas or accepting ideas. And Yu-Gi-Oh, as I said, for years, you know, I started talking a little about Yu-Gi-Oh again back when I got back in the market. And the reason why I came back to Yu-Gi-Oh was because I'm financially intelligent. So what do? I choose something that is worth pennies and I buy them. Then I resell for triple, quad, sometimes 10 times the price, or it can even go up to 20 times the price. Just like anything else. So instead of getting all that gain for myself, I give it back to the community. And that's just Yu-Gi-Oh! You know, a lot of people don't think that Yu-Gi-Oh! Leaves a lot of money. A lot of people think Yu-Gi-Oh! Sucks. Whatever the case, you're always going to have people in agreement and disagreement on everything that exists. So I joined when the market was low for Dark Magician because I'm financially intelligent. So, like I said, I bought a bunch of decks. I sold a lot of them. Some of them locally, some of them online, some of them I gave away, blah, blah, blah. And I still ended up with a lot of leftover decks, a lot of leftover copy. So, how much do I waste in Yu Gi Oh! Zero? Because the decks by themselves and leave the profit, so you spend zero. Um, and people don't know that. They don't know that. What they're doing and they're spending, like when the year ends, they can spend up to, believe me or not, even $10,000 in Yu-Gi-Oh, and it's giving them nothing back. And this is a form of gambling or form, some form. Um, it's harmful. I was looking for the word to say, but to be honest with you, it's a liability. Basically, you just pour money into it and never gives you anything back. Some people believe that they want to do that because they just want to get fun out of it, but that's why you have to be honest with yourself. Even if you get some fun out of something, you have to admit you're not financially intelligent, and then you can proceed. So, when a card becomes to the cards come out first on my channel, I give reviews and I tell people the market watch and I tell them what to buy, and I totally orient like almost 100%, but I would say maybe like 95% into the Dark Magician community because that's where I specialize on. But you know, sometimes I do 5% other decks because I know some of the decks are gonna be good. Like I've told people to invest in the Lubers before and to invest onto the um, what's it called, into the Despia deck. And it's not the only deck I've told people to invest on. To me, invest means a few dollars. Uh, the main goal is to spend somewhere around $50 or less for a deck, and the deck to reach somewhere around $500 to $1,000 or more, and then obviously you resell it and get a profit out of it. So that's what I mean. If you're able to get a deck for somewhere around $30, $20, $40, $50, good for you. I just do like an overall budget in an imperfect world with an imperfect budget, because I don't want to tell people like, oh, if I got some cards for free, you should want to get them for free. You see what I mean? Like, this is an imperfect world. The scenarios are different. People live in different states. They might not have the same schedule I do. So nothing's going to go perfect. So I just kind of give like a round the ball, round the park average, and then people take the advantage. So I tell people when to buy cards. Every deck of the Dark Mission deck, I've been telling people when to buy it and when not to. Now, the interesting part is the people who listen, they basically almost get the whole deck for free. The people who don't listen, they end up spending over $1,500 worth of money. So the person got the same deck, but for a few dollars. Another person spent over $1,000. Nowadays, 2022, May, what is it, the 9th? That's nothing, because $1,000 used to be a lot back in the 80s and in the 90s, even in the early 2000s. But nowadays, 1,000 is really nothing. I mean, if you're planning to do a trip and you're taking 1,000, unless you're like really squeezing it, but you can spend a lot of money on gas, even if you're purchasing your car or whatnot. And then the food can be expensive, so that's what I tell people. Try to tell people some help. They can either take it or not. It does not matter, because it doesn't benefit me. I'm already taking advantage. It's a benefit to the people, either to the community, to the subscribers. Sometimes people come, they subscribe, and once in a while I make videos. And what I do is I say certain things oriented purposely to have people leave the channel, because I just want a smaller group. But it doesn't mean that I hate people or anything. It just means I'm targeting a smaller group. The people who stay, they're the people that get all the rewards, and the people who leave, well, they don't get anything. So It's a system that I have already created. Whether it is something I apply on my business or I play on YouTube or I play anywhere it works, it has 100% success. So I'm not waiting for it to happen, like I already know from the beginning. So then when I do it, it happens. So that's why we are where we are. So then, having said that, when people don't take advantage and get the cards, when I tell them to get them, the cards go up and then they cry about it, which is like more than 90% of people, which is normal because not everyone's smart, believe it or not. There's a small group, a small community of intelligent people, smart people. The non-smart and the non-intelligent, that's the popularity. That's more than 90%. That's why you have a few rich and a lot of poor, and it's always been like that. It's always gonna be like that. So obviously, right now, people are trying to fix that, and it could be fixed. But I mean, as of now, it's still more likely the same. So, having said that, when what happens to step two? Like step one, buy the cards. When I tell you what happens when you don't do it, is there a step two? Yeah, there is. You can wait for the reprints. Now, there's a situation with the reprints. The reprints, sometimes the reprints cannot come common or super. They might make them secret. And guess what? Some of the secret, and that's a lot of stuff that Dark Magician has been made on reprints. They become secrets. They could still be expensive. Maybe the value is maybe 50% or less of the original. But it's still a lot for some people, like $30 per card, for example, like the Magician Souls. But believe me, those cards are gonna double and triple. They're gonna end up being $100 or more, just like it's always happened before. If you don't want to take advantage of getting them, don't getting them. You're just gonna end up crying later, just like everybody else. The high percentage. So what I do is I buy those cards when they're at the low. People think like, oh, I'm giving advice and I'm not taking it. No, you're wrong. First, I get the card. Once I get it and it's in my room, like I have it in my hand, then I give the advice. I don't just give advice. First, I go through the fire first, and if it works, I tell people what works and what doesn't. So I've already tested everything. Then afterwards, some people still can't afford those, so I buy Asian copies, and the Asian copies are a fraction of the price. They could be 10% of the value of the reprinted. Like that's nothing. Those are dollar cards. Sometimes dollars, sometimes I give them free. Sometimes they can be $10 cards, 15, something like that. Nothing past 20 for the most part. And I add those cards into a deck, and the deck goes from 1,500 to anywhere from 100, 150, 200, 250 max. So you have the same deck. The deck is at a high percent, all English, like 90%. Only the super expensive cards get transferred into Asian, so it's a budget. Now, some people don't like that, so they want to buy the reprints. They can't afford it. And then they want the expensive ones. They can't afford that. So there's nothing I can do. At the point, it's a waste of time for me. It's a waste of time for them because they're just targeting a price that doesn't exist. They can't find it nowhere. So at the point, I don't waste my time and negotiate too much because it's a waste of my time. At some cases, I do some drop prices, but at that point is when a person has already bought some merchandise from me. I see the incentive for them to help me, and I help them, and also they help the community because when they buy something, they give free to the community, and people don't realize that. Like they're thinking, oh, it's only Julifer 9211 that's helping. No, I've always said it. Partially it's me because I'm the one that decides whether I want to keep it or not. It's true. But the other half is thanks to the people that are purchasing the cards. They're the ones that make it able because I can give cards like maybe like $1,000 worth, but then after that I can't give anymore because I won't have anything. So then it's up to the people who purchase, and we work deals. They get a cheap stuff, and then some of that profit that I gain, like if I get $100 out of that, I'll take somewhere around $50, so it's a 50-50. And the $50 may be used to purchase cards to give away in the future. And then with that, those $50 can add up like that if it sells several decks. And then with those decks sold, it can add up to $500. And then with the 500, I use it to buy cards and give away for free. So that's the way it works. Because people are not financially smart, they don't understand how to do it. You can tell because when you go onto the channel, even the famous YouTubers give nothing for free. And if they do, it's from the money they're receiving from YouTube. But if you notice, I don't do any donations. I don't receive anything from people. Now, I do have some channels that I will be doing in the future that might have that, but they're not going to be on YouTube. They're going to be another place. So, um, yeah. So having said that, those are your options. So in the month of May, a lot of people came to me for financial advice. I had about 13 different people asking me. The majority of the people were arguing with me because they wanted the extra deck. And I told everybody, every single person that talked to me, I said, do not buy right now because the market is changing. Most of the people got in a fight with me because they took it the wrong way. They took it like, who are you to tell me? Just give me the damn cards and be quiet. And at that point, I just ignored them. There was other people who didn't believe me, but they still did it. And then guess what? Just like I said, it was true. There were the reprints came out. They spent $0, and some of the people, there was at least 3 people that got $80 extra decks plus Dragon Knight and Quintet, which were $20 per card, almost $50 for a playset of 2. They got them for free just because they listened to my advice. So if you do it on a calculator, if they average somewhere around $80 to $90 per extra deck free, do it on a calculator, 90 times 3, $270 free that I gave out. So I said something and I backed it up. Obviously, those people have to be winners to qualify, because if you think about it, if I'm giving it away to everyone, do it on a calculator. 56 subscribers to $90 per each one. Do it on a calculator. That's a lot of money. So let me ask you, how much money have you given away for free? Have you ever even given your first 100? So the answer is probably not. So it's better to let me do the free giving because I know how it works, instead of the majority of the people who might get angry. So that's why I do these things, because I know how it works. I know what the best route. People get good outcome. People get happy. I'm not interested in making everyone happy because it's not going to work. So the market value goes up, goes down, just like everything that exists. Just before people were even born, this is how things have been going, the housing and everything. So if you don't want to buy the common, then it is a bad idea, because I can't tell you what to do, but I can tell you what's a good idea and a bad idea. It's a bad idea to cry because you can't afford the reprints, because you can't afford the English original. Because think about it, all you're doing is crying. Nothing's getting resolved. There's no solutions, and that would be like a loser mentality. So you want to be a winner, you want to be a champion. So you want to see results. So those are the options you have. Even with me, is the options I give. I give the Asian versions, dollar the cards. If you can't afford that, get the commons. Commons could be $2-3 per card. If you can't afford that, you could do the reprints. Those go anywhere from maybe $5-10, even $30-50 per card. Maximum maybe like $60 per card. And if you can't do that, then just do the regular price. The regular price will end up being could be $100 per card. It depends. And if you can't do that, guess what? The next up is the Starlight. Those are 500 to even more than 1,000, and then after that's the PSA stuff. PSA 10, that could be $2, $3, $5, $10,000. And if you notice, they can't do any of them. If you notice to what I said, they can't do any. They can't do the 50 cents cards, the $1, none. So then that's what I mean by wasting my time, because it's pointless. They can't buy nothing. And not to be rude, but if you go online and you look this up, it's true. The average homeless makes somewhere around $200 to $300 a day. So it's impossible for you to say you can't afford $2-3 cards when the homeless, at least in the US, they're averaging $200 to $300 a day. So I already know they're lying. So that's why I don't waste too much time with specific people. This doesn't mean that I'm being rude or nothing. It's just the reality. I'm not a child. I'm an adult. I know how things work. So taking advantage when the market goes down on Yu-Gi-Oh! Reprints or commons is what you want to do. because you might, for example, you might end up doing an Asian, and when they go up, you can resell it, or the commons, or the reprints, or the regulars, or the starlights, and resell them and get some market value. But what you don't want to do is cry about that the prices are too overpriced and you don't want to buy it. Because in reality, it wasn't anybody's fault. Because what you should have done is you should have bought the cards when I told you, when they were cheap. So because you didn't listen, it's your fault. So those are all the options you have. I give people so many options. Some people went to my channel and I showed them a few of my channels to be on my online stores. I can count them, but I think I have 6 to 10 different websites. Plus, I do locals too. Like I go to the locals and I do buy and sell there. And that's where a lot of it works out, because sometimes you get cards from your friends for free. Sometimes they sell like that. Sometimes you get good deals. Sometimes you get bad ones. To the bad deals, you say no. To the good deals, you're supposed to be saying yes. Um, So currently, I did get restocked in some Soul Servant First Edition and Magician Souls. I already had a multiple copies of them. I think I had like 6 playsets. I sold some, but I still have some. But I recently got more stocked up. So if anybody's interested in that, let me know. And like I said, you don't have to buy all the cards. You could just buy one of each, like one Soul Servant, one Magician Souls, and then start the deck from there. If you can't afford it, then don't waste money. Just buy the deck. Buy like the budget 100. If you don't want to buy it from me, buy it from anyone else. But if you don't win, don't cry and complain, because it's pointless. You can, but it won't help you. You can buy a budget deck from me, like at 100, and then buy the separate cards, like one Soul Servant, one Magician Souls, and add it to it. And then at the point, 50 and 50 Magician Soul Servant, you're looking at 100 plus the deck, that's $200. And then in the future, you can work forward to completing the deck. You would just need 2 more Soul Servants, 2 Magician Souls, and you're done. Then after that, you would tackle the extra deck. You already know the extra deck is cheap the month of May. I told people from the beginning, it's only been a week and a half, and I already gave a lot of the decks away. If you want me to compose a common, cheap extra deck, Dark Magician, it doesn't mean that the deck's cheap. It just means like the common versions. Let me know. We can work out the price for very cheap. You buy the deck, you have it complete, and then you just wait to buy the deck some other times. You don't have to buy everything at once. If you don't want to buy it from me, it doesn't even matter. Buy it from somewhere else. So yeah, the market values is that the company, whether you believe it or not, Konami's not gonna lose. Go left, go right, go up, or go down. They're not gonna lose. That's why they did Master Duel. They're gonna get you one way or another. Even the stuff that's not on their ban list, whatever's off the ban list, they'll put it onto another ban list. So cards will always be expensive. Sometimes they don't make comments, like I said, for the reprints, and they make secrets, and they're only, they're only 50% discount. So you have to be careful. Any questions, concerns, and comments, go ahead and reach me on my channel or on Discord. I'm willing to help. There was a couple of people that I said I can talk to about cards. The reason for that is you have to understand, have a regular life. Like I go to sleep, go to work, come out, then I have things to do on my regular life. Then sometimes I go to seminars that I have to go learn to earn either a diploma on something or to learn. Some of these seminars are not free. I have to pay for them. So I get only maybe like an hour or 2 left, and I can't spend it every single day with just idle talk, like just talking. And somebody's really interested in something, I tell them, but like every day, I can't do that because that's a waste of my time. And to be honest with you, I live by rules and regulations. Like, I live by rule, time is money. So to be honest with you, I can only help you so much, and then I can't do it anymore. Now, someone who's bought merchandise or is requesting stuff like that, that's different. I'm talking about idle talk. Idle talk means it's too much talk and it doesn't go nowhere. I can't do that. I don't do that. I don't do idle talk. You can find somebody might be able to do it. I can't. Um, so that's the thing. And I mean, it doesn't have to do with anybody in particular. No personal issues. None of that. It's just I don't want to. I don't want to do that because it's waste of time. Means it's not profiting anybody. The person I'm talking to is not gaining financial. I'm not gaining financial. At that point, it's just idle talk is waste. It's a waste of time. Um, but you can tell that I care because I still gave a lot of people a lot of free information, financial advice. I saved them a lot of money, and then to put the cherry on top, I gave them my website so they can see what's going on. Unfortunately, some of the stuff that they want is sold, so there's nothing I could do. I could just restock it. But sometimes I won't pull the stuff out from my other website to replace it because another website is selling well. So what you see on the website is what's available. To be honest with you, Mercari, I have three accounts, and to be honest with you, some of them sell because they're budget, and the other ones wait longer because they're over $1,000 worth of merchandise or whatever the case. Um, but yeah, but having that said, basically a quick recap: the market, understanding it. Basically, you buy when it's the cheapest. I'm the one who give you that advice. You won't be able to beat it because what I say is true. Because look, you compare my prices to what it is, and that's how you figure it out. Basically, I'll give you the cheapest, and then also tell you when and when not to. I don't care about that. I can answer that to people. Um, yeah. So just a quick overview. Like I said, getting the Asian is basically pocket change. After that, you would get the common, still considered pocket change, and then you would move up to the reprints and then the regular prints. Then after that, the starlights, and then that's what you do. And it's pointless to cry over what you can't afford because you're not gonna move forward with success. You have to work with what you have. Um, a lot of people want like all the best rarity, but they can't afford it. I know because a lot of people ask me, like I've had a people who ask me for the DD, the both the blue eyes, the DDS, and then also the Dark Magician. Guess what? As soon as I posted them, Dark Magician was 1,500, and the blue eyes, I think I had it for 2,500. Guess what happened? They couldn't afford it. Wasted my time. There was a couple of people who they told me to sell them a Dark Magician deck. Guess what they wanted? Believe me or not, they wanted the three playsets of the Dark Magician First Edition LOB English. Guess how much I put it for? It was like I think more than $12,000. Guess what? They couldn't afford it. Wasted my time. So you see what I mean? That's why people think it's my first rodeo. People think that I'm learning. No, I already know how everything works. When a vocabulary or something comes out of someone's mouth, I already know what's gonna happen in the future. I can tell when it's a waste of my time and when it's not. Um, and yeah, so at the point, anything in my channels for sale. That's why I don't post things, because if I don't post it, then it won't be sold because it's a waste of my time. That's what people don't understand. So I know I went long on this commentary. I just felt like I needed to say that for the people because none of this information benefits me. I already know. This benefits the community. It benefits the people. Um, so people are arguing whether Dragoon will get banned or not. When you see a reprint, you should already know it's not gonna be banned. Konami is a business. They can't lose. They can only win. The business can only win. They have to feed the baby. So no. The question is, can you afford the reprint? Is the better question. So people think that Konami doesn't know that people can't afford cards, and people get angry at me like, "Why are you saying I can't afford cards?" Well, simple question. Open a channel and show me the cards you have. Guess what? They don't have nothing. I already know you can't afford them. So this isn't a direct attack to no one. It's just the truth. Like if someone doesn't have a car, guess what? They can't afford it. And somebody can argue and say, no, I don't want one because I want to take the city bus. I already know what the city bus is like. Trust me. If you had money, you'd have a car, so you wouldn't go on the city bus. And this has nothing to do with public transportation or making fun of anyone. I'm just telling the truth. It's like people who say they don't have like uh, uh, a phone. I have people say they don't have a phone at all. They don't need it. They're lying. They can't afford one. So at that point, I might give them some money to buy one, or I might give them one of my old phones so they could use it. Something where they could do prepaid. There's a lot of forms to do things, but yeah, basically I've gone too long with this market. Too much information, but that's what's going on. You buy the deck, you play it. You don't have to buy the highest rarity. You can buy the cheapest version and play with it already. And that's where people are not smart, financially smart. The person who has all commons can take his deck and play at a local tournament. And the person that can't afford the rarity, he's short like $400. He doesn't play at the official tournament. So you notice who's smart is the question. Who's smarter? The guy that was waiting for the expense to afford the expensive card, or the guy who bought everything at common? Trust me, the guy that bought everything at common is financially smart because he's already playing in the tournament. He's already winning, and he has most of them common. He can turn around and sell that same deck for triple the price or more, and then go and buy the rare deck and have money left over. So financially smart. So yeah, with that being said, guys, I don't want to end it, but basically, um, that covers most of the topics. Um, because I've covered so many things, but this one's oriented towards the market. Basically, you buy at a low price, resell or keep. It's up to you. But crying over the market or the reprints will not help you. It doesn't benefit anybody. All you do is expose yourself that you're not smart. When you cry, that's all it does. It doesn't do anything else. It doesn't benefit you. It doesn't benefit anybody else. So hopefully with this, like if you have any questions or comments, you can leave them for me. I'm here for you guys. Like I don't know how many times I have to repeat it. I'm here to help. Here to give advice. A lot of those people on the channel the people follow, like the popular ones, they pay full price for their cards. Like Illusion of Chaos at 90. People don't believe me. Take it from me. I've been there in the shop locally while people buy $80 to $90 Illusion of Chaos. What are they now? They're like $30 a copy, $28 a copy. Be financially smart, guys. If you don't understand something, come and ask me. I'll give you advice immediately. I will help you. And if I can, if you're having issues at some point, I can even give you some cards free, even outside of the first, second, and third place winners. So yeah, before I sign off, just remember, I'm here to help. I'm here to answer all questions and concerns. I'm here to help out the community however I can. But just don't do too much idle talk, because you're wasting your time and you're wasting my time. Somebody else might need advice, so you need to think about that. I need to help somebody else that does need their help in reality. So with that having been said, see you guys on next time when there's another giveaway. The Albest Structure deck is coming up, and some more free cards. All the first place winners so far this year will also qualify into the free Dragoon in the future. Remember, only people who participate on the first, second place are the ones who win. And sometimes people get angry at me. I'm being serious. I have a load of people. On the last 2 months, I've had about 40 subscribers who left the channel because they wanted me to submit to their request, do what they want. But you have to understand, if you want me to do what you want, then you also have to do what I want. They want me to shut my account down. They want me to take videos off. I want them to shut down their account off too and take off videos. They want me to be quiet. I want them to be quiet too. It's like it never ends. So it's like, this system has already been established. You can't change it. You could give some advice, but only if you're gonna purchase some cards, and at that point I would take you serious. But if you're not doing anything to contribute to the channel or help anyone, you don't even give cards away, at that point you're going to have to take me to court and win the case on why I should listen to you if your advice is giving no benefit to no one. At least I can say I've already given almost close to $5,000 free to the community. So I feel good about that. The community gives me feedback on my emails, either on my Discord or my other channels, and they're very happy. They're already competing, they're playing, so can't make it any longer than this. It's too long. With that having been said, you guys, stay safe, take care. Dark Magic Attack.